Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the second season of the MaXed podcast. Got one of my favorite guys and one of my favorite teammates, when I played in the NBA, Robert Horry, man. I mean, thanks for coming on. Big shot, Rob, man. The way we like to start out the MaXed podcast, man, we like my guests to tell the old Mad Max story I know you got a bunch of them, so we like you to tell a story about the Mad Max, man, your boy.
I think I'm gonna start from the beginning because we played 4 seasons together. And I think about of course, us going in the stands that one time. But that's not even that's been talked about plenty of times. But I'm gonna go something that was near and dear to my heart.
I appreciate it.
The first game that we ever played was in Japan, and I'm sick as a dog. I'm throwing up. And Max comes over to me. Motherfucker, I don't care if you sick, you throwing up, get your ass out there, because Carl Herrera, we need your ass out there, And for me, you're not used to people like hyping you up, because I was always a hype man in college.
Right,
And you come in this league, Dream don't say nothing, Otis don't say nothing.
Right.
And the only person on the team that was really that voice was Mad Max. And this is the first game, man. This is your first game of the year. Get your ass out there. We don't care if you sick. We need you. We're gonna win. We're gonna win the championship. We need you.
Right. That's right.
And from that moment on, man, anytime for me, I was feeling like, oh, I don't want to hear Max yelling at me, so I'm gonna get my ass up and play. And for me, that goes to show you what kind of competitor you were and how you want everybody just to get out there and compete no matter what. If you standing, you can compete. If you're breathing, you can compete.
Right, that's right.
And for me, that was the moment that stands out for me. I could talk about us in Portland and going in the stands. I could talk about, the fights with you and Carl Herrera. But for me, man,
I told Migo we weren't going to talk about that no more. I ain't talking about that no more, Migo.
So. Yeah, but for me though, man, on a personal note, that was me letting that Vernon was all about winning. Vernon was all about competing, and that stands out to me. And I don't think I ever even told you that story. And you probably don't even remember that because it was my very first game in Japan, and playing to see Seattle Supersonics.
Right.
You know how you and Gary Payton get to talking to each other.
Goodness, that's a whole.
And then you looked over and said, man, Derek McKee, that motherfucker used to come back to Alabama, go out there and kick his ass, and then it's a lot of stories, man. It's a lot of stories.
Yeah, man. I like that, man. That's good. That's a funny, man. I forgot all about that. But okay, yeah, and we want to talk about you at the Alabama years, man. When you went to Alabama, your Final Four run this year, man. Damn, they had a good year, man, this year, man. And but talk about Alabama, man, and your years at Alabama and how.
Well, the funny part is you can go back to my first game watching the Alabama game was Alabama versus Florida. And I'm standing in the hallway, and here come M&M boys, Moulton and Maxwell. And everybody was looking at Max come in, smiling. And then the guy that was standing next to me said, that's the motherfucker we got to worry about. That's Mad Max. That motherfucker go. And growing up in a small town in Andalusia, Alabama, you didn't get much college basketball. You only got, game of the week. And I was always Georgetown playing somewhere. And I remember watching you guys play, and I was like, damn, that dude can shoot. That guy got some speed. And that was my very first college game ever watching live. Wow. It was for the SEC championship. Alabama actually won that game. Derek McKee got Mark Godfrey, Michael Lanes, and that crew. Right. And so for me, watching them compete and me wanting to be a part of that SEC, because SEC is straight football, but
no doubt.
Watching my very first game and seeing how they was able to bring a championship against you guys when you guys were tough. And so that kind of was my inspiration to go to Alabama. And it was from all the hardships that I had in high school, going to Alabama twice and losing in the state tournament and people talking bad about me. But I think the one thing that really stood out, I remember my senior year losing in high school, and I'm walking off the court and people were actually booing me. And I'm walking off the court and Derek Thomas is standing there. And Derek Thomas like, man, you're going to be good. Can't wait till you get to Alabama. I'm going to take you under my wing. This is Derek Thomas. Everybody,
man,
SEC, Derek Thomas was a great man. But this guy, a football player, that say that he was going to take me under his wing And when I got there, I thought that dude was gonna forget about me. But when I walked through the door, he's like, "Yo, little Scotty." He said, "I don't even know if he ever knew my real name, but he said, man, you remind me of Scottie Pippen. I'm gonna call you little Scotty. Little Scotty, come on over here."
Yeah.
So God rest his soul. Derek Thomas was the guy who really embraced me
Wow.
when I got to Bama, and Derek McKee was a guy who kept me going in the summertime when he would come back to Alabama and play with us. So that my years at Alabama were blessed by two guys named Derek.
Wow, man, that's a good story, man, right there. But in the SEC right now, we're getting a lot of attention, man, with Coach Cal, signing with Arkansas, and
Yeah.
that's just big, man. I mean, the basketball landscape just continually it's changing big now and daily in the SEC. Talk about that, man.
It's we both proud SEC guys, and for me, it was really satisfying to see Tennessee, Auburn,
Mm,
all these guys competing, especially
yeah,
Alabama.
yes,
You know, Alabama was Elite Eight is the first they ever got, and then sweet. Then they got to the Final Four this season, because when you say SEC, first thing you think of is Alabama, Georgia for football,
right,
and then maybe Kentucky for
right,
basketball and Florida for
right,
basketball,
right.
and but now to see how the landscape is kind of changing,
Mm,
and I think that has a lot to do with the way coaches in the SEC are coaching. When we were there, it was about the physicality of the
mm,
game.
that's right,
Now it's about the athleticism in the
right.
game, and more the coaches are trying to play this NBA style. And I don't even call it NBA style. I call it AAU style because that's what it is.
That's
Guys
true.
are going out there. You let
Yeah,
the best players go out and perform and compete. And for me, you look around the SEC, even though you look at Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt's doing good.
right.
In Mississippi State, it's always been like that, where
Mm-hmm.
the teams have been good. And then when we added Arkansas and Texas A&M
No
and
doubt.
those schools,
Yeah,
and now we even expanded even more
right.
with Texas, it's gonna be elite, man. And I think about across the board when you talk about top to bottom, I feel like not just because I'm involved in it, I just feel like the SEC is the number one like sports program in college
Right.
because you talk about football, we dominate that.
Right.
You talk about basketball, even though Villanova won it,
Right.
we kind of was dominating that for a
Right.
minute too. So I just feel, and then we not baseball, of course,
Of
with
course. Yeah.
Vanderbilt and
Yeah.
Tennessee, even like softball. It's
Right.
just the SEC is
Right.
just a proud conference and they're a
No
tough
doubt.
conference.
No doubt. No doubt. I want to get into this story, man. I know I've been hearing about your son, man, Christian Horry, man, at Harvard Westlake High School. Let's talk about, man. Tell me about this kid, man, and tell me his size. Talk to me. Tell me about him, Big Shot. I want to hear about this guy, man. Say he's playing on a good team
You know,
too.
yeah, they went back to back state champions. They best player Trent Perry. He was committed to USC, but the coach left, and now he's floating now. And so Christian has decided to go to UCLA, and he's going to walk on to UCLA. And the crazy part
Hmm.
about this, if it was no NIL and no COVID year and none of this stuff like that, he would have got a scholarship somewhere. But every coach you talk to is like, "Oh, we love him to walk on." I'm like, dude, I don't want to fucking walk on. I said, well, we waiting for the portal kids. Like,
That's
you
right.
take
That's
Cal
right.
for instance.
Yeah, this shit's crazy.
Cal love him, but they got 10 scholarships, but they waiting on all portal kids. I'm like,
Right. That's true.
dude,
That's
the game is turning into no loyalty. It's turning
right.
about who can get me the highest bid. And as a kid, I'm gonna jump here, jump there.
Right.
And for me, I feel like there's no loyalty, but you got to show some loyalty to some of these high school kids first before you get loyalty. Because if you don't show no loyalty to these high school kids, they say, okay, well, you didn't give me no loyalty. Now it's all about a business, so I got to work my way up till I get my my status up,
Right.
and then I got to jump schools and go for the money.
Right. Right.
And it's
This is no loyalty.
it just feels like the NCAA has done so many things ass backwards, as far as
Right.
not paying student athletes from the
Right.
beginning
Right.
to now where they paying kids and letting them jump because they're not happy here. And for me, but I'm just proud of Christian. Christian all his life wanted to go to UCLA.
Wow.
He had,
That's what's up.
and here's the crazy part: he had all these Ivy League schools that want to actually give him scholarships. He's just
Wow.
really smart kid.
Right.
Harvard
Oh, I
Westlake,
know. I
three in the
know that.
country
Yeah.
academically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he like, no, I don't want to go to academic. I want to go to Ivy League school. I want to go to UCLA. I want to go here
Mm.
because it's been my dream school.
Mm.
And I never seen someone more happy to, get the commitment from them to have him to walk on because,
Wow, man.
and I will say this about him. He has done it all on his own.
Mm.
Meaning like as far as academically, he didn't need no help from us.
Right.
He's always grinding, trying to get better and trying to
Right.
understand whatever class he is. He's a really smart kid, and I'm just proud of him, man,
Right,
because
right.
he's doing it the right way. And and the one thing I will say I'm mad about him is he didn't exert himself. He reminds me of me in the sense where you do what's best for the team, and
Mm,
you don't care
mm,
about your numbers.
right,
You
right.
do what's
I
best
got
for the team,
you.
because
Exactly.
there's no I in team. I
Mm,
feel like I would go watch games where he would pass up shots. He would do this, and I'm like yelling at him, like, dude, shoot the ball.
right.
And then his coach is yelling at him, shoot the ball. I'm
Mm,
like, dude, you got two people telling you to shoot the ball, the two most important people in your life, and you won't shoot it.
that's right.
But the last 10 games of the season, he started shooting that thing, man. And I was
Mm,
so proud of him. I'm
mm,
like, dude, if you've been doing this at the beginning of the season, you'd have had scholarship offers.
mm-hmm.
Because, every game he come out, he would, knock down like the first three threes, and they were like, oh, shit, we got a guard. And then come down to the state playoff, them dudes was face guard, and they wouldn't let him get a shot off because he's like, oh, this is my shooter. I'm like, well, and that's the thing that I'm so proud about him, that he's escalating, he's moving up,
Mm.
he's understanding the game. So he's a late bloomer,
I was gonna say, sound
but
like
and
a
I
late
think by
bloomer,
the
man.
time
Them the
he's
best ones,
junior,
though.
junior in college,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I feel like he's gonna be elite because the one thing about him, he will lock your ass up defensively.
Okay. I
He
like to hear
he
that.
always wants the best player offensively. Yeah,
Yes,
so
I love to hear that shit
he's a
like that.
defensive stopper too.
Okay, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. A two-way player, man. That's good, man. I know you're real proud and excited, sound like, man. So, but good luck, Christian, with that going over to UCLA, man. Man, you're now. This is some shit I wanted to ask you too. Now, I remember you said some shit when you was on TV. I say, damn, how Robert gonna say, damn, I'm the best athlete he ever played with, and this motherfucker. Yeah, then you know that's me. Hang out all night, party all night, drink all night, smoke all night. Motherfucker come in there, bust your ass, give you 30, 40 the next day. I say, now, goddamn, now, God bless your soul, Kobe Bryant. I say, well, damn, how you gonna, he played with damn Kobe. How you gonna say Mad Max is the best athlete? I guess cause, man, elaborate on that shit for me, man. Cause shit is crazy.
Man, I say that and I mean it. And for me, don't get me wrong, Kobe great, Clyde great,
Right,
Manu Ginobili great,
right,
all these guys. But you look down and you watch a guy, and for me, I'm an observer. I watch everything, body language, and
right, right.
Kobe is a crazy athlete,
Mm,
but it was just something about you when I watched how you can just do what you do. Let's be honest. There's some games where some cities you go to, you're like Vernon he out, right? He out. Let's be honest, he out.
yeah, you
In the
gone.
next game, it's like, damn, this dude smelled like liquor, and he done gave him 32. He done D'd up the best player in the league. And I look at the way, and I say that is because you think about the time period. Kobe had a little bit of that time period where it was like physical, and tough. And I think about what you had to go through being a guard and playing against the bad boys, having to guard MJ, having to guard Joe Dumars, having to guard the dudes from Seattle. So,
Yeah,
and I just always felt like from watching you and playing with you, what you were able to do, and you were fast as shit. And that's why I say, compared to Kobe, you were faster than Kobe.
right. Oh yeah,
If you got a 40-yard dash, you're gonna beat Kobe.
right,
Kobe is athletic as hell,
right,
one of the best players I ever played with.
right.
But I just felt like, and I say this, and you heard it before, like if I gotta pick someone that I'm gonna go to battle with, it's always been you, because I've seen the eye of the tiger in you. I've seen what you do, and I've seen the nastiness in you. And for me, every player that wants to play in the NBA has to have a little bit of
Mm,
nasty in them.
that's
And
right.
you want to be really successful, you got to have a lot of nasty in you.
Right, right, right. That's good shit, man. I appreciate that, man. But I was like, well, damn, man, that's what Big Shot Rob. Boy, I love you, my goddamn. I appreciate that shit. Yeah, man. But okay, back to the shit, man. Your favorite memory of you and I and our time in Houston.
I think I remember just that I already told you about what
Right,
happened in
right.
my first game of the year
Yeah,
in Japan.
yeah.
I just think all the moments in that we went through, and I remember it was a crazy moment for me when we played Chicago Bulls,
Mhm.
and you were talking shit to MJ and Scotty, and then you don't even remember this. I bet you don't, because you said, "Fuck you, black." saying that to MJ, I'm gonna bust your ass tonight, and Scotty, fucking Rook over there gonna bust your ass. Rob, you gonna I'm like, don't put me in this shit, man, no. And actually, I think that's the game I had like 8 or 9 dunks in that game.
That's right. You
And so
flying
we
all
beat
over the
their
motherfucking
asses.
rim.
And for me, it's like when you like say stuff like that, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker put me in the mix. Now I gotta get my I gotta fucking play. I'm like, so it was little things like that. I'm looking like, damn, that motherfucker threw me in the fire. And for me, that moment was one of the moments too, because it made me go out and just, want to bust my ass, play hard. And, of course, you always think about, I just sit back and watching you, how you used to yell at Kenny when we was playing the Knicks in the final.
Right.
Like, God damn it, Kenny, I ain't the point guard. You the point guard. Why I got to bring the shit up? Just stuff like that.
Yes, yeah.
How fire, your fire, man, is just what was always, got me to fall in love with you as a player and as a human being, because it's hard in 82 games to keep that fire.
Right.
But it's like, for me, I always felt like you had that fire each and every night, man. So that was one of the things you take shit from every player you play with, no matter if they're younger or older. You take shit and say, okay, I'm gonna use that to inspire me. Your fire was one of the things that inspired me all the time.
Wow, man, appreciate that. And I want to talk about your consistency playing your role for the teams you played for. I mean, God, man, let's talk about that, man. I mean, just being consistent on every damn team you played for. I mean, you was there, man. I mean, God damn, that's big.
Yeah. For me, it was always going out and competing and enjoying the moment. For me, it's just one of those things where, trust me, there's times when I wanted to tell everybody to go fuck themselves because they're not passing me the ball.
Right.
But that just wasn't me. When the last time I told someone to pass me the ball was when I used to yell at Spreewell in Hollywood, in college, give me the fucking ball, dude. I got the mismatch, And when you think about it, I played with Dream, he's always got the mismatch. Played with Shaq, he always got the mismatch. Tim, and you always go to the mismatch, man. And so me, and like if I ever had the mismatch, I wanted to rock. And I just played my role because it was what was best for the team. You can always read a team. You can tell who you trust, who you don't trust.
Right.
And you can know on the team who needs the ball in order to be successful, who don't need the ball in order to be successful.
Right.
And I look at our team when we was with the Rockets, none of us really needed the ball to be successful. We was one of the best defensive teams in the me and you were 100 steals a game. Me and Dream were 100 blocks a game. And, so, and Otis did his thing. And so, think about it. The four of us was, I ain't gonna put Kenny in there because Kenny ain't play no defense.
I be guarding his man and my man.
Yeah, so I just look at it how we, how do you approach the game as a player, and for me, I just wanted to win, and I look at my career and the people that I play with. You go to you come to, and when I went to LA, you look at the teams like you got Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel, you got Kobe, you got Shaq. It's like we got too many motherfuckers who want to shoot the ball. We might be successful. We learn how to play together. We were successful, but we couldn't get past the teams that executed. Because it's like it's my turn, your turn, my turn.
Right.
And then when we got Phil, we got rid of Nick and we got rid of Eddie, and we only had the 2-horse show. We think about it. B. Shaw, Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, myself. All we did want to fucking win.
Right.
When we got shots, we took our shots, but we weren't gonna go out there and hunt shots and like we didn't get no shots. That mean we were gonna be a detriment to the other end on the defense. Oh, we want to lock down,
right?
Because we lock down, that might tell the coach, oh shit, he's locking up. Let's get him a shot,
right?
And then when you got to San Antonio, it was pretty much the same way. And for me, it can't boil down to fucking winning, and sacrificing. And I think for me, if you and I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it. I think if you look at all the players throughout the history of basketball, I think I sacrificed the most than anybody, because you can't tell me you go out and you get plays, you're averaging 15 points for the Rockets, getting plays run from you, and all of a sudden now you're having like 8 points because you don't have plays ran for you. It's not like you don't have the offensive skill set.
Right.
You don't have the plays ran for you, and do you say something to the coaching staff like, "Yo, man, I need some plays run because I get my numbers." But that was never me, because it's like as long as you winning, that's all that fucking matters, man. Because think about it. It's so many games where the motherfuckers like, oh shit, let's go to Robert at the end of the game. I gotta be fucking ready, and I hadn't touched the fucking ball all game. Now you expect me to knock down a big fucking shot? I'm like, okay.
That's right.
And I just tell the motherfuckers, you run plays for me during the fucking game, we won't be in this position because we'll be fucking up. So, but and that's the thing that me, man. You sacrifice for the better of the team, and I think I sacrificed so much, and that's why I won 7 championships, man.
Mm,
Because I knew, what role was best to fit in for a team. Is
right,
it a hunt shots,
right.
or is it play defense or take shots that are given you?
And that's going back to my next question, man. You got those damn 7 rings, man. You got more motherfucking rings than Mike. God, man, which of those teams, man, you felt like was? I know all of them were special, but I mean, let's elaborate on
Man,
that.
that 2001 Laker team,
Mm,
for me, we only lost one game.
mm,
And we swept everybody to that final when we played the Sixers and we lost that one, man. We were so mad after losing that game. But I also think about the 95 run we had where we didn't have home
mm,
court advantage. And
right.
so if it's so many championships that have a special meaning. You gotta think about it. That first one was a battle with the Knicks. And I remember I couldn't even, after that series, I usually take like a week off. After that series, I had to take like 3 weeks off, man, because I was so beat up. I
Right,
had
right.
stitches, and,
Yeah.
and people don't understand. When I took that fall in that game, I had a hairline fracture
Mm,
in my coccyx, in my ass.
damn.
Nobody knew that, and
Mm,
so I played with a hairline fracture.
wow.
And I would take 2 BC powders before every game, so I wouldn't feel no pain and go out there and play. And
Wow.
so for me, and it's funny this day and age, I have a bruised butt and won't play.
They sit
But
down
I
for
had a
fucking a
hairline
month.
fracture in my ass. I remember when Sam would always fuck me and pat me on my dude. Come on, man, my ass broke. Come on now. So,
Yeah,
but it's
it's
things like
crazy
that,
ass.
man. That it's so many of those championships that mean so much to me. Even in
Mm,
2005 in the game 5 and what I did against the Pistons where I licked it up in the second half.
right, right,
Every series has something special to me, man.
right.
It means so much. Growing up a big Laker fan and able to finally win a championship in 2000 with the Lakers, each one, man, I could sit here and tell you a story about why it means so much to me. And even going to my last one, 2007, I thought 2007 might be my last year because of what was going on with my daughter. I'm like, dude,
Mm,
I don't love it no
right,
more because I'm too
right.
worried about Ashlyn and
Mm,
what's
mm,
going on with her health that I didn't want to come back. But
right.
like they always say, you don't get them with their money back. So
That's
I
right.
had
Don't
1 year
give
left
them
on that
motherfuckers their
contract.
money
I'm
back.
not giving
That's
you your
right.
money back.
Hell no, don't give them that money back. That's right.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. Great story, man. But I want you to tell me about one of your favorite arenas that you used to love to go and play in. I used to love to go out to LA and show my ass. That's what I do. Every time we step in LA, I'm trying to show out for the.
I know. It's gonna be weird, man. I just like going back to Atlanta. Everybody had like, the Knicks, this and that. For me, it was playing in front of my family, man.
Mm,
This is a dream come true if you're able to get to the NBA.
yes,
So many things can happen special for you, and to be able to share that with my, of course, my dad would come to
of
Charlotte.
course.
My mom would come to Atlanta, but come to different places. But Atlanta was a place where my dad's side of the family, my mom's side, they would all come. So I
Mm,
had the whole
mm.
whole Ori clan, and so for me, it was always special to play there. And on a personal, like on the freak side, was just to go down to Miami and play because it was just to look at the pretty people in the stands in
Yes,
Miami.
that was crazy.
So
Yes.
yeah, but I think for me, I just love playing in front of my family in Atlanta. Man,
Mm,
that meant so much to me.
wow.
You think about a Southern family and how the upbringings we had, and
No
we
doubt.
didn't have too many
No
things
doubt.
that was like luxury.
Mm.
And so now it was when they come, it was a luxury for them to come to the game. It was a luxury for them to see me play, and to say that someone in our family has finally, made something of themselves. Even though my
Mm.
mom was a teacher, my dad was in the
No doubt.
military.
Yeah.
To me, those were my role models. They made some of themselves from the circumstances that they had to come from. So for me, it was just a proud moment to play in front of my mom and dad at the same
Wow.
time.
That's a blessing, man. That's a blessing. Speaking of your days out there with the Lakers, man, and '02, man, when Bloody Divac knocked the damn ball out there, I said, look at Big Shot Rob just standing right there. You stepped right into that motherfucker like you're supposed to do. And God knew that motherfucker was going in. When tell me about that moment, man. Let's talk about that. Damn, that was a big ass block.
That was a play. We run that play all the time. The play is called "What the." And no,
Oh.
he would literally just do this in the huddle. It's called "What the." And so if you watch the play from the beginning, it wasn't run right. If you watch, I inbound to Kobe. I'm supposed to come over and set a screen. Before I got to Kobe, he took off. You have to see me have to twirl out of the way. And so usually Kobe, like if my man goes with Kobe, he's kicking it back to me.
Right.
So that's why I was still at the 3.
Right.
And I'm like waiting and waiting and waiting. And Kobe, he had the angle on Doug Christian for the floater. He missed it. And then Shaq was there, and he was, he short on it. And Vlade does what every big man is taught. If you can't get it down the end, you tip it out. Up and tipped it out to me. and here's the thing. Remember I was telling you earlier how if you ran plays for me, you wouldn't be in this place. I had already hit 3 threes in that game. I was hot.
Yes.
But they didn't run the plays for me. I had hit 2 threes in front of the bench. I was talking to Bobby Jackson, and it was on. And so that's why I'm standing out there. And for me, that's one of my greatest moments, growing up a Laker fan. And that led to my first championship as a Laker. And not my first, one of the championships was and to me, to this day, when you see the shot from the top of the arena, Staples Center at the time, and everybody jumps up at the same time, it's like for me, like I told us, when I die, I want to have this play played at my funeral because it's the most exhilarating thing to me. I still get goosebumps when I see it because it's just an exciting time to see. You don't see many fans erupt like that at the same time. Because most people, it was so weird. Everybody was sitting down, like watching. You know how people in LA, they don't stand, they watch. They want to be entertained.
Oh, no doubt.
And when that shot went through, they all jumped up at the same time. And it was just, for me, one of my best moments in basketball.
Wow. That's crazy, man. That was a big shot, man. I jumped out my mother. I was at one of them damn bars. I jumped out. See,
and also that shot, it for about maybe 10 years, I didn't pay for anything in Vegas.
What?
I didn't pay anything for restaurants. Okay, every time I would go to Vegas, like, yo, man, that shot, you won me a lot of money. Let me buy your drinks. Let me buy your food, man.
Wow.
It was just, and to me, even though you go back and even what I did in San Antonio and that, nobody ever said, man, that's San Antonio shot. Nobody ever says that. It's always the shot. You might have, it's always that shot when someone wants to buy me a drink or pay for my dinner because of that shot I made for the Lakers. Right. Because you think about the Laker fan base, man, it's crazy.
Yes, it's
crazy,
crazy,
man.
It's crazy.
It's bigger than anybody's fan base, maybe outside of the Celtics, but it's incredible how big that fan base is and how many people watch the Lakers play.
Right. Damn, that's crazy, man. And talking about the Rockets and the Lakers now, they're trying to cement their position in the playing series and tournament. So, man, let's talk about that. This is big. I like this playing.
Yeah, for me, at first I was like, me, I'm a purist when it comes to certain things. Like, man, 9-10, they should have got that 10. But now, you look at it, I was like, okay, make them play. And it's so cool. I look at the Rockets and and this is one thing, you look at this team and you look at the organization, you think about it, there's only one person still there that was there when we were there, and that's Sarah.
That's right.
And so
that's real.
And for me, it's like, I know you got new ownership and it's just a new regime there. And I feel like they got to have someone, there from history other than just bringing Dream to the games all the time, and doing things like that. It's like, I know when that coaching job came up, I thought Sam should have got it. Touch to the pass or something like that, but Ime got it. And I'm like, Sam would have been, to me, a better choice. I know everybody loves Ime.
Right.
But for me, I know different ownership, different touch with the pass. And I just feel like, even when we just had that, they just recognized us last, a couple of weeks ago, that it was like, to me, they need to do more as an organization because they got a lot of talent there.
No, they do, man.
But they got to do more for the former players that were there, not just Dream and Clyde.
Thank you, man. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, and Evan Hayes, not those three. So many people did so many things to put that franchise, where it is today. And you got to have them, in that organization, so not just, come make a sweet appearance. And that's the one thing I will say about the Lakers.
And that's what I like.
They do some almost every game with a former player
Look at
to
that.
say thank you to the not just for the players, it's for the fans, it's for the season ticket holders. Because
Right.
you'd be amazed at how many season ticket holders I meet for Lakers that were at the Forum. They took it from the Forum to over, and they brought the kids with them. Now their parents are passing along to their kids.
Wow.
You don't have that
No.
with the Rockets because it's like new uniforms, new building, new coach, new owners, new owners. And it's kind of, I feel like there's a disconnect. So they need to bring someone, even if you look at the broadcast, all they got is Calvin Murphy. That's a part of the history.
Right.
They got, what's the guy they have now doing it? I can't think of his name. He didn't even play for the Rockets. He used to be, I can't think of,
What damn name?
even though Hollins.
Yeah, Ryan
Even
Hollins.
though
Yeah,
I
he
like
played on
him,
that damn team.
but it's like when he got the job, I'm like, did he play for the Rockets? I'm like,
I was like, yeah.
yeah,
Fuck with
so,
you,
but
Ryan.
I just feel like they have to have more, touch with what,
Right.
the past, the history. I know eventually you time out,
No doubt.
but meaning like people like, I don't remember him, but that's when the next person come in and take his spot.
Right.
So I just feel like the Rockets need to do more with their former players, just because there's a lot of fan base that love you. Man, think about it. You got a lot of people that love you from when you was with the Rockets.
No
They got a lot. Sam, myself,
Right.
Kenny,
yes.
Matt,
Right.
Tim
No
Bro,
doubt.
all these
Yes.
guys.
Yes.
You
Yes.
call her up. It's like it's like you got. I know people's like, oh, that's the past, but sometimes you need the past to move forward. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. And who's your favorite, like this year now in the NBA? Who's your comeback player of the year and your MVP?
Man, my MVP is a little weird because I think Jason Tatum should be MVP.
Right.
Nobody talks about him.
Right.
I'm like, dude, you got the best record in basketball.
Right.
You're the only team that clinched so far. But everybody keeps talking about Jokic. You keep talking about Luka.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, there's a reason they're the best team in basketball. He got this pretty much the same numbers as Jokic. And I know Jokic is a hell of a player.
Oh, no doubt.
They're going to probably end up winning it again because they just played the team. Denver Nuggets just play harder than everybody else. But I just feel like he is my MVP. And this is going to sound weird for my comeback player of the year. I think my comeback player of the year is Anthony Davis. I know it sounds really weird because think about it.
Yes.
This is the first year he's played like 70 games.
Yes.
And because I feel like they should give him something because they're going to trick everybody by saying Rudy Gobert is the defensive player of the year when this motherfucker can't even play in the playoffs because you go at him, he can't play. And then you're going to give Wembanyama defensive year, and his team is fucking one of the worst teams in basketball. And so for me, I feel like from, watching the league, you got a lot of other guys around the league, but I just feel like from being hurt all the time to putting in 70 games, you can say, or you can play Zion Williams, these guys who hurt and come back and have good years. To me, that's comeback player. That those type of guys I look at. I don't look at a guy that's, like let's say, De'Aaron Fox or someone like that who go from averaging 20 points to 26 points, or, Malik Monk on that team, or, even when Poole was, went from averaging 15, 25 points. I don't feel like that's comeback player of the year. I just feel like, he be able to get his shots off.
So getting them shots up. That's all that is.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, your favorite five and stretch forwards in the NBA right now. What about that shit out there? These motherfuckers shoot more threes than I do.
Man, when Joel Embiid is healthy, that's my five. I know everybody loves Jokic and the way he can make everybody around him better. I love the way Joel Embiid plays when he's healthy. And for my stretch four, it's like everybody you love is never healthy. Like PG, love PG-13. Paul George.
No doubt. Yes.
And the guy that I think that doesn't get enough recognition because he plays in Orlando was Pablo. His name Pablo, the guy, the second year guy, the Duke.
Carroll.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
He can flat out go.
He's a problem. A big motherfucker.
I like him.
Yeah, he's a problem.
And and for me, as far as point guards, man, I'm a Drew Holiday fan. You can tell his impact on the game. Just look at how Milwaukee Bucks have fell apart without him.
When that motherfucker was
and that goes to show you so many little things that guys do that freaking ownership and coaches don't understand sometimes the importance of that. Being able to, put a team in their place, be able to, get a team in the huddle and say, yo, man, let's lock them up right now.
Right.
And it was little things like that mean so much to these dumb GMs
That's
and
right.
coaches
For real.
sometimes don't understand.
Right.
It ain't all about, I averaged 30 points a game, but how many points did you stop that other motherfucker from getting?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I just feel like that's something that goes unrecognized so many times for me. And of course, I think for me, if I have to have, of course I love KD, but for me, Devin Booker would be my two guard in this league. That dude, man, when you talking about, you look at everybody in this league, man, you talk about being able to score at any point on the court. That's the book, man. He can shoot three. He can shoot the mid range. He can post your ass up.
All different levels.
All that. Yeah. You got a lot of guys like they might shoot a three and they can only get to the hole. They ain't got no mid range.
That mid range ain't there.
That damn book, man. He's something special, man.
Yeah, he's a problem. Yeah. He's a problem. Man, thanks a lot, Rob, for your time, man. It means a lot, man. My boy, man. Appreciate you a lot. Thanks, man. Peace.
Never little wanna be gangster trying to play hard.